A massive New York Knicks contract extension is incoming, and also one of their prospects will be leaving the NBA, and we have to talk about all this. So what's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into the video as we always do. So let's do just that. As first things first, a massive Knicks extension is incoming, and it is for none other than Knicks head coach Tom Thibodeau, as it appears that Tibbs will be signing a massive contract extension with the New York Knicks, worth over $10 million per year. This was reported by Marc Stein very recently. And let's jump into what Stein had to say in a moment, because when you look at Tom Thibodeau, he deserves this extension, and Stein seems pretty confident that this is going to happen pretty soon. Now, as Stein mentioned, there was a strong expectation at Summer League that a contract extension for Tom Thibodeau will be announced in the near future. It's been regarded for weeks that he's a lock to receive a new deal that pays at least $10 million annually. And I think Tom Thibodeau is worth all of that money. Now, like a lot of people, I was very skeptical about bringing in Tibbs as the Knicks coach. I thought he was kind of outdated in the NBA and that it wouldn't work and that he would overplay players. And he showed that that's not who he is anymore. Tibbs has evolved a lot as a head coach since his time in Minnesota, and clearly it's worked for the best. He's brought a good culture here. He's been excellent for the team. The Knicks have moved into this hard-nosed mentality, bring out the metal bats. All that stuff has started with Tom Thibodeau. Now, Leon Rose said years ago that Tibbs was able to do this, and let's look at what Leon had to say, because he knows his friend Tibbs very well, clearly. As he said when hiring Tibbs, Thibodeau is a proven winner who gets the most out of his players and teams that he's coached. He'll bring leadership, accountability, and a hard-working mentality to the Knicks. We are excited to bring him back to New York and look forward to collaborating with him and his staff towards a successful future. Who would have thought they'd been that successful so fast, though? Now, a lot of the credit also has to go to Julius Randle for breaking out and becoming an NBA star and kind of leading the Knicks out of the dark ages, which led to them going for Brunson. But at the same time, Julius did break out under Tom Thibodeau, and he's not the only one. We saw Emmanuel quickly come into the NBA and be a phenomenal player, and he was very close with Tibbs. We saw just a completely different version of Jalen Brunson. We saw peaks of it in Dallas, and then he comes to New York and becomes an all-star level player. It's still shocking to believe that Brunson was not an all-star in 2022. Julius was, though, so they did have someone representing him. That was back when we weren't sure who the best player in the Knicks was. Obviously, Brunson has taken that, but Julius is still great. We've seen Mitchell Robinson's defense evolve. We've seen OG Anunoby come in and fit perfectly. We have seen all these Knicks players be their best self under Tom Thibodeau. Well, maybe not like Alec Burks or Bojan Bogdanovic, but they're older, they're different. We've seen so many evolutions. We've seen Dante DiVincenzo play his best basketball at the NBA level. We've seen Josh Hart play his best basketball at the NBA level. I'm so excited for Mikal Bridges to get going. He's going to fit in so perfectly with Tibbs. I think Tibbs is the perfect coach for this team. I think he could absolutely lead them to a championship. I'm really hyped. I mean, Tibbs won Coach of the Year in 2021. He could have won it in 2024. I'm not surprised he didn't. Mark Daigneault did a great job, but Tibbs did not get enough credit for the job that he did coaching the next man up Knicks. Well, now it's a new era in New York, obviously, with the Mikal stuff, with Hartenstein gone, with the Knicks officially being known as one of the contenders in the NBA. They're still going to need a backup center, but no one is better at developing big men than Tom Thibodeau and Othella Harrington, his assistant coach, his big man coach. So I'm excited to see who gets that job at the backup center role, obviously, not the head coach. We know that's Tibbs. I love the idea of Tom Thibodeau coming back, but also we do have more news for you guys, as none other than Rokas Jokubaitis appears to be signing with Mccabi Tel Aviv, leaving the NBA after his Summer League showout, where he played very well. But when you look at the New York Knicks rotation between their superstar and Jalen Brunson, having Deuce McBride, signing Cameron Payne, drafting Tyler Kolek, there's no real room that Rokas Jokubaitis is going to get minutes for the New York Knicks. Now, there's already kind of a logjam at point guard. I think Deuce will mainly spend time as the backup two. Cameron Payne can play either one, and then Tyler Kolek will be more of a backup point guard. It's still unclear how those minutes are going to shake out. It's unclear if there's going to be a trade where one of them gets moved. I'll tell you right now, it won't be Tyler Kolek. It might not be till the deadline, so the Knicks can move Cameron Payne then and keep Deuce around, which I'd love the idea of because I love Deuce. I don't want to see Deuce get traded. But there's also a real world where we do see Deuce McBride get traded. And before anyone says anything, I don't want Deuce to get traded, unlike what some of you commenters think. I want Deuce on the Knicks. I'm just saying I think there's a world where he gets traded. So when you're saying to me, stop suggesting it, I'm just speculating, I promise. but I had to get close up to tell you guys that because I am a big fan of Deuce McBride. I think he's going to develop more and more. Another guy who just fits under Tibbs perfectly, bringing it back to the Tibbs thing. But I really, really am bummed out that this is what's happening with Rokas Jokubaitis' career. I was excited to see him come over. He played really well in the Summer League. I kind of think that him having this come out now means the Knicks might be dangling him as a trade asset. Is the draft rights to Rokas Jokubaitis the greatest trade asset ever? No, but for a rebuilding team, if the Knicks want to make a move for a center who could help them today, Rokas is an interesting piece. He just raised his value higher than it's ever been by having a great summer league. Now it seems like he's going back to Europe, and almost like no one's capitalizing on this. The Knicks have a perfect chance to dangle Rokas' draft rights and let Rokas continue his goal to become an NBA role player or better. Now, Rokas has made it very clear that he only wants to come over if, it's a big if he can get minutes at the NBA level. Now, obviously, this was reported by one of the best overseas basketball reporters in the world with Alessandro Luigi Maggi. He's kind of similar to he's kind of like the international version of Woj almost. I feel like that's the best way to put it. But also, there's obviously more to this. Summer League coach and New York Knicks assistant Dice Yoshimoto mentioned that Rokas was aggressive on both sides of the floor. He got into the ball better. He's understanding the defensive schemes better. He's done a great job so far with watching film. That screams Tom Thibodeau player, which makes me very interested that it's coming out that not only is he not going to be on the Knicks, he's not going to be in the NBA. That type of player, I understand the coach isn't going to go out there and be like, yeah, well, Rokas is lazy. He sucks. I hate him. He's stupid. No, he's obviously not going to do that. And Rokas is none of those things. He's shown in Summer League he belongs at the NBA level. He belongs on a team that will take a chance on him. The Knicks just have too many guards. I think that a team will be interested in Jokubaitis to a degree. Obviously, if that happens, if the Knicks make a trade involving Rokas, I'll make a video on it, so make sure to subscribe. But honestly, I love the idea of Rokas getting minutes somewhere in the NBA. I'm sad it's not with the Knicks. Hopefully, he does manage to find his way back to NBA basketball because he deserves it. Now, Rokas spoke on not really caring about where he plays. As he said, at this point, I don't have any preference. I played my whole life in Europe, but I always wanted to come back here to see myself, how I would do here. My options are free, and why not try it here also? In a few weeks, we'll see where I go. But now I have a few games left in Summer League, and we'll see. So it has not even been a few weeks. Rokas is already talking about, we'll talk about it in a few weeks. But now he's in advanced talks with Mccabi Tel Aviv to sign there. Now, that's one of the best international teams in the league. International scouts will still have eyes on Rokas. Obviously, he can't enter his name back into the NBA draft or anything, but he can become a free agent. The Knicks hold his draft rights, so technically he'd have to go to the Knicks, but the Knicks can also either waive his draft rights, something they won't do because for some reason Brock Aller loves holding draft rights, including one for a Spurs assistant coach who once went to the NBA draft and never played there. I don't know why the Knicks are into it, but they have more draft rights of international players than any other team. Maybe it's somehow a trade asset or something. I don't know. Brock Aller is just a cap wizard, so I trust what he's doing. I trust Leon Rose. Hopefully the Knicks can make a move using Rokas' draft rights. Don't let him go to waste. He just played well in the Summer League. Use that as a trade asset. Acquire a center. It makes perfect sense. Rokas has shot over 40% from three his entire time for his career overseas. Use that. Dangle that. He's aggressive. He played well in Summer League. A team should have some level of interest in him. And I'm curious to see, maybe they have a center that the Knicks can use. Obviously, they'll have to package something else, whether it's picks or another player or something, maybe Jericho Sims. Who knows? But the Knicks should try to do it. Guys, let me know what you think down below. Does Tibbs deserve this extension? Does Rokas deserve a role in the NBA? Should it be with the New York Knicks despite the logjam? Let me know all that in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a phenomenal day, guys. It's Monday. Let's tackle this week strongly. Go Knicks.